Hello and welcome to another episode of Malt Magic and More, where we're going to go down the prophecy rabbit hole. Come with us on the Aftershow show.
Heyo.
Hello.
It's Christmas.
Oh, look at him.
It is. Well, it's 1st of December.
Christmas.
So in my
That's
by
true.
my count,
That's
it's
true.
Christmas. It
That's
started.
true.
Yeah.
I've already had my advent calendar chocolate.
Nice. Well, I've got a whiskey.
I have.
And I
I
still
have
have my
advent
dice to
calendar
open.
dice.
Yes, Simo and I are right on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, 23 individually wrapped dice, and then one little dice box at the end. I'm looking forward to that.
Wow.
Nice.
Pretty
nice.
cool. Good stuff. So
Boy,
we've
boy.
had
With some chocolate.
a couple of episodes. They've been amazing. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
Some pretty intense stuff.
I think
happening,
your
isn't it?
cat realises she's becoming famous because she is becoming a camera whore. I tell you that now.
Just 100%.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Now that she's realised she can jump from the back to the
Full
back of
on.
my chair, she's like,
She's
full on
like
Malt and
1
Magic
week
mascot.
away from twerking on camera.
it's not far off. Oh man. Well, I
Fantastic.
mean,
So where do we want to start? Because we've got a lot to
We've got to
digest.
start with not Mondays, but the week before's.
we can do,
Yes.
but
Because-
also, and we will 100%. But also, I mean, just Erendriel, just
Oh, what a cunt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
created him.
He's not nice. He's not nice.
It's really hard not to just start a fight or do something to him because he's just not a likeable character. Granted, he's gone through a lot of grief.
It's
and
designed to
doesn't-
be that way.
Yeah.
You're
He's-
literally
he's
a rogue.
abrasive.
You're literally a rogue, right?
He's abrasive.
It's so hard not to start a fight, you know.
I think Andy did really well telling an elaborate story and only antagonising him a little bit.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think the story was believable, and obviously you rolled stupid high, but I think the
Yeah.
story in
The
itself
best
was
lies
good.
also have elements of truth, so it was mainly true anyway.
Yeah, true. Like the only thing that wasn't really true was we got there and we were too late.
Yeah.
So it was all good.
And I like my favourite bit when I was like, yeah, they got there before us. Actually, thinking about it, that's suspicious. What do you know about that? I flipped it
That
on
was
him.
really good, actually.
Flipped it on him.
That was pretty sweet. So I mean, with what happened last week, I think it was really interesting how, well, I mean, I have to say we worked really well together, which was great fun. That was really good fun.
Hence the point of inspiration. That was the
Best teamwork I've done,
most
yeah.
teamwork
Yeah.
in a battle I've seen in D&D. since
I-
I've started
I-
I've
D&D.
never
yeah,
had to use
I
slow
absolutely love
twice.
that.
I think I used slow twice, didn't I?
You did?
Very, very
Slow
Yeah, my-
banishment.
My poor Marilith.
Yes, I was
So
going to say.
what
so,
could she have done to us if we hadn't have disabled her?
Well, 6
So
attacks.
a Marilith
she had, like, 7
has
attacks or something?
7 attacks because she's got 6 arms, each with a blade in them, and then her tail attack as well. The tail
would've
attack
died.
is arguably the most damaging, and comes last because there's a condition against it as well. So let me just pull it up.
Is that the one that also has multiple attacks of opportunity?
They have a feature, if you like, called reactive. They can take a reaction on every turn in combat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because you use slow, you
Yeah.
fucked it all up.
Yep.
So that was the best use of slow. Another reason my points of inspiration came through, because it was fantastic. But yeah, so attack wise, it's 7 attacks, 6 with its long swords, and then 1 with its tail. A long sword has a +9 to hit, and would have done 2d8 plus 4 slashing damage. The tail attack is also a +9 to hit, but does 2d10 plus 4 damage, and has a chance to grapple a creature as well.
Jesus.
That would have killed
yeah,
Andy
I mean-
if all of those have hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even Dargon would have been in a really, really bad state with that. That was just crazy.
But there was one moment in the fight, I'm going to have to go back and watch it, where you dealt more, like, I think you dealt about 70% damage to one of those creatures in one turn. And I just sat there and went...
Wasn't it inflict wounds with a
There was a natural
I didn't
20
cast
on
inflict
something.
wounds on her, no.
No, on the other one, wasn't it?
I cast inflict wounds on
I can't remember.
the other one, yeah.
Wasn't it?
I mean,
where
the one-
you did all of your action surges and you gave yourself advantage. You did all your feinting, attack and stuff.
Yeah, that was
which then
crazy.
gave me
Yeah,
advantage,
I'm
and
pretty
then-
sure it was your turn, Dargon.
Oh, was it mine? Shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you dealt like
Yeah.
an absolute ridiculous amount of damage, which is why then the whole fountain came into play.
Yes.
Because hopefully you realised that each of the traps then triggered itself another effect in the room beyond.
Yeah.
I was going to try and make that a big, long, drawn-out thing, but no, it was a case of really need to heal my monster now. So I'm going to have to use my tricks.
No,
Level
actually,
11, Matt,
actually,
is
yeah, you're right, because I
weird.
was doing
Not level 12.
3d10 plus 8 on every attack, and I could do that 3 times a turn. So when I did that
Yeah.
6 times, oh no, because actually I missed because of those the three attempts. So no, it was literally just 3 times, but still, that is, as you say, over 100 points probably.
Are you counting
Well, that plus the radiant damage,
as well?
right?
Well, that's what I mean with the 3d10. Sorry, so 1d10 plus 8, 2d10 on top of that. So yeah, it was just, and obviously I don't know whether they were then vulnerable to any of that, to any of the radiant or anything. But still, regardless, as you say, that's an exceptional roll. That was great. I loved it.
And then
That was
obviously,
brilliant. It was a brilliant fight.
when you did manage to do something, Kirik just went, yeah, but to the other guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was it. It cast sent, didn't he? You get a natural 20, and then you went,
Yeah.
you do all that damage on the other guy.
Yeah.
That was it. You channeled the
That was
damage through off
Yeah,
the
moved
back
the
of
damage-
Dagon's
moved
attack.
the damage over, yeah.
That was it.
That was the
Which
Raven
is-
Wings. They just...
It's just insane rune, but
It
to be
was
fair,
the
you can
coolest
only
thing
use
Kirik
that
has
once
ever
for the
done.
short rest. So.
Yeah.
Short rest.
still-
or
So I
long
Short
think
rest?
you were all getting
I
to the
remember
point where
those
short
short
rests are
rest.
going to be like gold dust.
I was going to say yeah, absolutely.
Because I get my
It's like,
Dark Inspiration back on a short rest, and if
I
I'm
get
just going
it,
to set
I
the
get-
words all the time.
I get everything back basically. Everything I care about.
Yeah,
back.
because the rune is a fighter thing, so fighters and short rests.
Oh wow, that is insane.
So Bothrid will get
I
his
just-
rages back on a short rest.
Yeah. What we actually need to clip, because I bet our faces were a
Long
picture.
rest,
I remember
sorry.
when Kirik said, "Oh yeah, all the damage goes to this guy." I just remember going, "Oh my god!"
You need to go back. You need to go back and look at Matt's reaction when I start saying that the rune activates, because obviously you know exactly what's about to happen.
I need to go.
I bet
watch
he was
that.
like, "You motherfucker!"
Was yeah.
because obviously I think you were waiting for like, oh, okay, I rolled a natural 20, that's going to be a sentinel, and then the realization
I was
of like,
waiting for
oh
the
no, it's
sentinel.
actually worse.
It's like I actually get to roll a natural 20's worth of damage and take out my own
Against
monster.
yourself.
Is that
Yeah.
a rune that already exists, or was it one of your homebrew ones? Or
No,
was
it's
it
one
homebrew?
That exists.
One that exists.
Okay.
We've only tweaked
Wow.
the flavour really of the actual
Yeah.
runes themselves. The core of them
Okay.
exists.
I'm going
as
to be a
sort of
rune knight in
written.
campaign 2. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
was gonna say.
I think your campaign 2 characters change every week depending on what gets thrown at you and
Yeah.
what
Whatever
abilities
Kieran
you
We
Really
actually
use.
were talking about it off, saying, "Oh, what characters do you want to be to make sure we're not all the same character?" And I was like, "I will be happily play anybody, thank you." Because
Yeah.
my list was literally, I was like, wizard, sorcerer, monk, barbarian. I was like, I fucking have gone for them all.
Yeah.
So what you're going
Yeah, I
to do
think
is you're going to
that-
be one of those characters that multi-classes into 5 different classes.
No,
Level
I
one
can't
in
go
all
with
of them.
that.
So
Yeah, I think Dave and I are a bit more settled on what we would like to play.
I hope I'm not going to regret it, but I don't think I would. I think I,
See
you
what
know, if I
happens.
learn it, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm quite happy to be whatever character then complements off the back of that, because I'm happy to try it.
That's what I did for campaign 1.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I very much went to Matt and be like, what do we need? It's like, they don't have a healer. It's like,
I don't
cool.
have a healer here. And now
These
you're
guys
not a
are
healer
idiots.
at all.
They need a healer.
Yeah.
So, the second part of that fight, when the fight that never meant to take place, what do you think?
Against
would,
the two.
Yeah, what do you think would have actually taken place if we had kept our promise? Would
Yeah, it took the Tasmanian,
how
shouldn't they?
much would
Sure.
that screwed us over?
I think if he'd have got hold of the third part, he'd have been able to tell that we have the other two parts and almost use it to triangulate where we are and almost make it like a homing beacon.
We would have become targets, like
Yeah.
for sure.
Bigger targets than we already are. 'Cause as
Bigger.
far as
Yes.
I know, we're also just looking for it. Do you know what I mean? They don't know we've got some. I hope.
The thing that like I think really messed me up at the time, when Simone made the connection of what the symbol was that they were carrying, I think it was like, is he the one after the prophecy? Because if it is, oh god, we can't fight gods. We're good.
Yeah.
We're not that good. It's like, oh dear.
Yeah.
On the prophecy,
But I think it's the
confuses
first
me a
time. It's the
little
first
bit.
time that we have like mentioned that a god is looking for the prophecy. Because up until now, it's been
But it makes sense though, if
something
a
else.
horned creature turned Timiel. To turn Timiel, you've got to be pretty powerful, right? To sway him or put him under the influence or force him. So it'd have to be a god. If he's the champion of a god, only a god is more powerful, right?
yeah. I mean,
effect.
Timiel is a warlock patron, so he's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Timmy was charged with protecting the king. You don't
True.
necessarily just throw your worst fighter at that, do you?
So I should actually not like him because he's the reason my. Was he protect? Yeah, he was protecting my great granddad.
So, thinking about paradoxes and how time works, if Timiel had not done what he did, would Ander be here?
Bum, bum.
Would Ander be here in the capacity he's in here right now?
I was going to say, you'd be
Ooh,
alive.
there's a
He might-
what if.
he might
There's a
have
what
been
if
one of those
episode.
nice- He might have been one of those nice private school boys who's into rowing and chinos.
I apologise to any private school boys who are into rowing.
Oh come on!
No,
Imagine
saying that-
Ander
no,
without
no,
his
saying-
without
I
his
was going to say,
traumatic past.
we just don't like the idea of Ander being that
Yeah,
type.
no, Ander
What I'm
was
saying
a...
is, Ander would have gone from white trash rogue to middle class nice boy. Is what I was saying. It wasn't necessarily an insult. So what if he would have been raised at Eton? What would his class be? Then instead of rogue
Tory.
and bad.
Nice one.
What's an honourable
I wonder
class?
if it would still be Bard. But if there
potentially
was-
still be Bard. Bard would
or
make
even the
sense for
College
Ander
of
still.
Eloquence, just differently eloquent.
Yes, so I'm on the road to redemption, aren't I? So that could have been the road
Yeah.
I should have been
Depends if Ander would have gone down
Yeah.
the scholar route as well, so he could be Bard, could have gone down a wizard's route.
Yeah. Well, bearing in mind that you are Bard at the moment, and Bards and Wizards have basically the same spell list,
Spell list, sort of.
sort of. You know, as in, again, in the lore of it is that Bards sing their magical spells, right? Same thing. They do counterspell, they do all of those things. So it could be that, yeah, actually, you could have gone down the wizard route.
What a fucking tangent we went down there.
I know that was. But back to the prophecy, because what confuses me about it is
Sort of.
cold touch of Raven, Kirik, warm light of dawn, Dagon.
Yeah.
Unite with the courts of those Feyborn.
You.
That's not me.
It's very touched.
I'm Fey touch, but am I Feyborn?
Ooh.
Because I
What?
know my
Say
family
it
used
again.
to spend time in the
Say your
Feywild.
bit again.
So, Cold Touch of Raven, Warm Light of Dawn, unite with the courts of those Feyborn. So does that mean we've got to make a
Unite
pact
with the courts.
with Phaliad? Technically, actually, I have, because I was banging thingy bob in the tree, weren't I? So I am actually united with the courts of those Feyborn, and the court of Shadows man. I'm wearing his cloak. So technically, I have knighted with the court of the Feyborn.
But I suppose this is the interesting thing. Actually, yes, it's talking about Dargon and Kirik, but we already know that Anders connected. He's the king, so it wouldn't necessarily have to be that you do anything per se.
True. And then enemies grow as question jaws. That bit's obvious for us. This bit, which I think comes into the part that we weren't supposed to go to Shiverspire first. We were supposed to go to Delywin first, because it says, and all must fall to end the curse. That is something my relative, the king, Ramada, warned me about when I spoke to him, that to break his curse and destroying the source would potentially destroy Nylin. So if we hadn't been to Shiverspire yet and we'd have been to Delywin first, which is probably Matt's plan, that would have been confusing to us, but it actually makes sense to us now because we've been to Shiverspire, and kind of confirms the fact that to break the curse and to free Nylin from where it is, we must destroy it. Or all must fall, as in we all must die to save it.
Yeah, I mean it'd be weird, really weird if like every town has to fall, every city has to fall. You know, at which point we just need to try and find a way to open the gates of Delywin and let them in.
All as in everybody, or all as in all the prophecy talks about, which is the three of us.
It's all very interesting. We still don't know enough, but it's.
Have you put all three pieces together and read through it yet?
That's a very good point. No.
Oh, did you not send the whole thing, or just the one bit? I think you just sent the one bit.
I only sent the one bit 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming you've all got your notes.
Actually. Yeah.
Go on then, Danny.
Right, do you want me to read it all out then?
Go on.
Go for it.
This is going to be the worst poem reading you've ever heard. From royal creed and endless plunder, this land of old shall tear asunder. From space and time till Heroes 3 restore this land of honesty. And that's the new version it changed to after Kirik came in. Masters of Grain and Spirit 4 shall tend to the tear and guard the door till Heroes 3 become unknown and take the mantle for thine own. Cold Touch of Raven, Warm Light of Dawn, unite with the course of those Feyborn. Enemies grow as quest endures and all must fall to end the curse. The question is this part 4 or part 3? There might be a bit in between that. Mm-hmm. And actually, we've established it's part 1 and part 2 because we found them in that order. What about if you have to read them in a different order?
Very true.
Okay, mind blown.
Matt, any hints?
I ain't saying fucking anything on that front.
I would like to insight check the DM, please.
You're getting bugger all, considering that is like the core plot point for everything right now. Absolutely fucking nothing from me. You can go find the fucking
I've
thing.
read it all together. All I know is we have to do something important.
Do you know what you said there, though, is that the first two seem to link together, the third piece doesn't necessarily. I'm not saying it doesn't at all, but, you know, basically what you just said, is there a third piece, and this is the fourth, is an interesting theory, bearing in mind that we did also have the ability to go to Mantineer, where I believe that another part of the prophecy is.
Yeah, so the first bit is basically saying Nyland's in this way because of the decisions the old royal family made.
Yep.
And we have come along to restore it. The Masters of Grain and Spirit 4, that's the Malt Masters, isn't it, have done their best to guard it until we came along and take the mantle for our own, which is us. Yep. We're now the Wardens.
Yeah.
So I would say we've ticked off that bit. We've actually fulfilled that part.
Unless we have to unite the. Did you say not Fey touch? Whatever you said, the Fey.
If we have to unite with the courts, I was saying I've already united because I've got a relationship with the Dryad and her mother now. But actually, do we need to unite the two courts, the courts of Summer Court and the Court of Shadows? Do we need to unite them to join our cause? Then again, that is the only place we know there's a prophecy there.
Do we?
As well that we didn't find. Is that right?
Thought it was an energy ball there.
Because that was one of the parts that glowed gold on the map. Telma, Ironforge, Deluin, Failure, wasn't it?
Thought it was Mantineer.
Oh, Mantineer, cock and balls, yeah. So what do I need to go back to Failure for? Other than my booster jab?
The three kingdoms were Shiverspire, where we found an orb, Black City, and Failure. So, if we believe that there's more than just one of those orbs, then the other two would likely be in the Black City and Failure. But we have
to take on the Black City, and Asmodeus that's where he's got his little HQ.
Yeah.
It would help to have the whole of the Feywild on our side, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
If we take it literal that we must unite with those.
So, should we also, I suppose it's one of those things, it's like, our characters want to go and look after River's End, even though we should be actually just buggering off the Mantineer now that we've got this other one and we don't want to help them.
But to be fair, if we get there and we go in the airship, that could be a quick way to travel to Mantineer.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a very good point. Yeah, so we'll keep going regardless.
We could get them to go, let's go to Mantineer, we know it's safe. Because actually, we got word that it's holding up okay, didn't we?
Mantineer was, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of like the state of Nihilin right now, and it seems to be the southernmost points of Nihil, apart from Moonbright, which just got fucked. It seems to be the south and sort of the coast where everything seems to be starting, and it's almost like just drawing inwards.
So yeah, if we can get into Mantineer, great.
Because that'll be the last place taken.
Should be the last piece of the prophecy, I think. Yeah.
And then we can get the prophecy while we're there. We'll be away then, won't we?
Oh, and yeah,
Lots to do, and then of course we've got next week.
We've got next week, and also it really does feel like we just need to go back and go. Oh, sorry, I left my bag in the throne room. Stab.
There's no stopping us, because I think when all is said and done, if I have to actually take a physical throne, right? If that actually happens in the storyline, he would stage a mutiny. There's got to be some people who would resist that, because there's got to be others out there who may have a bit of a disdain for the family name. So there might be a bit of an uprising, so we might get the chance to kill him.
I also wonder whether we still need to understand whether the city under the lock is of import.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Telma.
Yeah. Do you need something?
Well, Telma's a town on the edge of the lock.
Esamir.
Yeah.
I can with my cloak I can sprout gills and breathe underwater, so I could go scuba diving.
I just think we need to know what's down there as well, to be honest.
Do you reckon it'll have a source under there?
I reckon it would have something. Whether that's where the original throne came from.
Do you think it would have also sea monsters?
Probably.
So I'd just go on a casual scuba diving trip and end up there's like 4 krakens and a...
You need to have
I'll get
water
absolutely
breathing
shafted.
ready to and also water walk for when you need to get the hell out of there.
Water breathing, and up to the top. We're just going to run across the water now.
Yeah.
What would happen if you was to cast fly whilst underwater?
Probably waste the spell.
But yeah, depends how far underwater, aren't you? 'Cause
Would you be able to
Not
keep
gonna
up
help you
to the
move.
surface
fly
quicker?
around, but I mean, if you did water,
you have a fly speed, not a swimming speed. That's the important distinction there.
If I was in my aqueous form, I'd have a swim speed anyway, so it'd be redundant, wouldn't it?
I think Dargon would have a swimming form in the form of how a stone swims.
Yeah, you'd
Hey,
be
dogs just
easier
sink.
not to swim and just sink. Yeah, definitely.
So much to do.
Yeah. I mean, wow, just no idea.
How much would you say we're actually through your story? Like halfway?
You are starting to pull bits together now, like properly starting to understand what's going on now.
We still
It's
don't quite
difficult
know
to
yet
say whether you're
whether-
halfway through, 75% of the way through, because of it's really down to what you guys choose to do at the end of the day. There are plot points and bits that I have planned in terms of more history than what comes forward. I tend to not write that on a weekly basis. Some I do write on a weekly basis, but a lot of it depends around what you do next as to which bits I bring in from the history and those sorts of things. The whole history of Nylin is done and fully scoped out. There is the prophecy, there's a few other bits, so that's all ready to go. It's now how you navigate through that and understand how that's changing Nylin right now and what's going on in Nylin right now based on what's happened in the past. So you're just discovering these little pieces now. I feel like 2 weeks ago the whole reveal of Asmodeus probably wasn't as big as I should have made it, because that is a big revelation that there's a god in play in some of this somewhere. So yeah, it's I mean, there's always been gods in play in the story, but now having an evil god in play as well, I think is a big thing that we kind of brushed over a little bit, which I don't mind, but...
Well, actually, have we got two evil gods in play? Because the Stillman is working for the god of murder, isn't he?
It's a very,
whose name
very
I've
valid
forgotten.
point.
But also, yes, we have
But that's
overall as a group brushed over it, but also it's because, well, most of our characters don't know about it.
So yeah, I think in game, in character, there's only one character that would probably respond to that information. But I think as a team, as a group,
Yeah.
we didn't make that as big. I suppose it's worked in our favour in that way.
Well, I know who he is because I've been possessed by him, obviously. Not possessed, but... Because Baal is the same sword.
Yeah, we're talking about Asmodeus. I will say that right in a minute.
Sorry.
Asmodeus. Asmodeus is how we're phrasing it, right?
Asmodeus, yeah.
Asmodeus, right? At least we're not saying Grimly and Rendril.
Grimly and Renderous.
Can I also just actually
Who's called
say,
Asmo?
because I think that Kirik's and Dargon's dreams are quite clear. Not so much on Anders. That was quite confusing
Well-
and may well connect into this Fae thing.
Because I also assumed Danny, not just Ander with the shit wisdom roll, assumed it was me running through the forest. I didn't twig that I was seeing someone else run through the
I
forest.
think you needed to hear all three dreams to get that point, really.
Yeah.
For sure.
If
So who do you
you'd
think it
had
was?
if you'd had you and I had someone else, that's a 50-50 chance. Having heard Kirik's, then we've all assumed actually yours must be someone else as well.
Yeah. Who would it be though?
So I can confirm it was somebody else. It was not Ander. The rest is for you three to figure out.
Could it be that if I'm being chased through the Fae by pixies and stuff, it could be the king who was in Phaliad?
Yeah. Because we also still don't quite know much about, unless we do. the Dark Eladrin.
His patron, no.
No, that bit, yes, we kind of don't know about. More the fact that we were given very slight information about the fact that wasn't that like the brother of the king at the moment or related somehow, you know. And then we're just glossing over the fact that could be again a king, you know, a very kindred connection to a portion of the kings. He could essentially have been one of your
Faliad king, isn't he?
Yeah. Right, so he could well have been like an ancestor of yours to a degree, in the terms of the fact that one of them, you know, his ancestor was a king. So there's that.
Sometimes I think we're really getting on top of this now, and then we've just thrown all that stuff that we just forgot about.
Trust
Like,
me, you are. Like, if you think back to where we were, day one, walking into this campaign,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and think where you are now with all the information you've got, you are well on top of a lot of the content.
Bear in mind that we thought Endgame was, you know, the last fight was going to be us taking down the Dark Eladrin, Fear Godin, and that happened a long time ago.
And there's still no more word of Zapanir gathering her Sinister Six.
Yeah. That's another little nugget we've got to play with.
They're all still
Was
MIA.
Zapanir gathering, or was she attempted to be gathered?
Ooh.
Oh.
I might need to go revisit that episode.
Either way, there's loads of bad guys.
And Dawncaller coming back again, being forced back again.
Yeah.
So
That's
obviously,
surprising.
the
Almost
reason
like
he
a
came
tortured
back
soul,
both
really,
times,
isn't
yeah. So he's come back twice now. So the
Yeah.
person who keeps bringing him back, we haven't killed yet. Maybe.
Yeah, it's probably Asmodeus.
Yeah. And knowing our luck, we'll get to Mountaineer, and that's where the Serpent's Cloak is there, and they'll try and kill me again.
That's one organisation you've not really dived into yet.
Yeah, we may try
their
and actually
motives are.
attempt to get them on our side, maybe?
Well, I tried to pretend I was a member, and then and now they want me dead.
Okay, maybe not then. Let's not try that. Oh, wow. I mean,
But my deception, and I've got disguise self now, and I can do the voices, so I
That
could just
first
pretend
deception
to be.
roll on Monday was fucking insane, by the way. 36 or whatever it was.
I got a plus 15, mate. Thank you to my tome of leadership and influence.
Crazy.
And I can't roll lower than a 10, so it's at least a 25 every time. How would that work?
Jesus.
If I was to roll a 1, obviously it'd still be a 1.
no, not
So,
not
I
with
mean, it
Jack of all
depends, because, skill checks are different. So, a natural 1 usually only relates to if you're doing an attack, like a natural 1 and a natural 20. Some
save.
DMs do extend that out to skill checks as well. The thing about skill checks is if you roll a natural 20, everybody assumes that instantly is a success. But actually, there's going to be some things that, regardless of how high your skill is, you're just never going to be able to figure out as a player, or you would never be able to get that information. It just doesn't work. So we just have to be a bit careful with skill checks. Whereas with attacks and combat, it's a bit easier to say, okay, natural 20, critical hit, easy, done.
Also, if you've got a plus 15 on something like that, right, and you're going, you didn't see that person do that, or you didn't deceive this person, it's like, but I've got a plus 15. It's like, if the numbers 1 plus 15, you know, works, well, fine, that's it. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Still at 16, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh man, I mean, I've no idea what's going to happen next week, but I am looking forward to it. Shall we wrap up tonight?
Fun.
Well, yeah.
Sorry,
I
I'm
think
gonna
we're
miss
gonna
it.
get to Nova's End, but with the snarls in the background, and there's stuff in the darkness that we can't see, so there's going to be a scrap. I think Matt will do the last week. This is what happened, and then he'll go right. Roll initiative, straight in.
Have to see a monster to be able to roll initiative, don't you?
All we need to do
Bum, bum,
is
bum.
get to that airship and then drop Kirik off like Big Boy, and just he can just dawn the whole place, and we're all good.
I was thinking like when
Dawn
the
and Sun
American
being
just
the
jumps out the back of the plane and he's just falling like.
Just Captain America in the beginning of
Parachute
Winter
comes
Soldier.
out and he's just going.
We will call it
shoot
the
the shit out
K-bomb.
of his hands.
The K-bomb.
We love it.
Isn't that ketamine?
Oh no.
in certain circles, apparently.
Circles that Ander goes with, I'm sure.
Oh no,
wow.
I think when you take ketamine, you go into a K-hole. I think that's the nickname that I was confusing it with. Which could be Kirik's nickname, because he just puts everyone to sleep. Because it is a tranquilizer.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Save me,
man.
Dave. End the show, quick.
Maybe on that note, I will. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in again. Obviously we've covered 2 episodes this week, and of course that's been quite incredible because there's been absolutely so much that's gone on in those last 2 weeks. But yeah, really looking forward to where this is going to go, because I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm really, really enjoying it. I hope you are too. If you want to follow us or even subscribe now on Twitch, like and subscribe our videos on YouTube if you get the chance. If you need to listen on the podcast, you can do that as well. And of course, please do leave us a review, find us on social media, and I really hope that you've had a good night and a lovely rest of the week. We will see you next week on Monday. Good night.